had to share this because I'm so proud of myself. But I have made the prettiest tassel boots, and it was super, super easy and cheapish. It was cheapish. This is actually one of the more expensive DIYs that I've done. I probably spent about $30 because I did have to buy the boots and I did have to buy the tassels and chains and things, and a bedazzler, which I'll get to. So it cost me about $30, but it was inspired by a pair of boots my friend owns that she got from Free People. So I'm assuming those are going to be much more expensive than $30. So I still probably ended up saving a lot of money. And I'll just show you the basics kind of what I did and the tools that I used, and you'll probably be able to do your own that kind of fits your style. If you wanted to do a different color, I chose black because I love black, and velvet because I chose velvet, and the original one that I was inspired by, hers were velvet. But if that's not your jam, you could do this with any boot. So the first thing I did is I did order a pair of boots from 6pm.com. It's like a discount website, and they're Union Bay black velvet booties. And it was a pretty good deal. So I got them for like 20 bucks. So that was like the biggest expense of this DIY, was actually buying the boots. Once I had the boots, I did go to JOANN's and I forgot to unwrap them. I bought some chains and some tassels. They have different sizes of both, so just do you, figure out what works for you. But I got these tassels, as you can see. So, and I left the chain, when I cut them, I left the chain that the tassel's on it, but you could take that off. And I also got ball chain, and I got silver, but I think they came in like rainbow and gold and different colors. So do whatever suits you. And then I just used my handy dandy, this is a jewelry tool, but I don't know what it's called, but basically use this to snap the chain off. And you can also use it to snap the ball chain. You have the chain and the ball chain and the chain that was attached to the tassel, and you just sew that onto the boot. And depending on your boot, that might be easier or more difficult, but for me it was pretty easy. I just used regular old black thread and then a pretty thick needle. You need like a good size needle to get through thick fabric like this. And most shoes are going to be thicker fabric, so I would just suggest a thicker needle, a bigger needle, and like a heavy duty thread. And then once I got those all sewed on, I pretty much followed the pattern that I saw on my friend's boot. So I kind of followed where her tassels were, but you can kind of do your own thing. You can do whatever makes you happy on your boot. And then once I had all my tassels on, I decided to embellish it. Now her boot had sequins on it, but I don't have the time. I'm sorry, my cat just ran across the bread, which made it shake. But I don't have time to put on all those little sequins. So instead of sequins, I decided to do rhinestones. I got this handy dandy heat press tool from JOANN's. It was $13, and I had a 20% off coupon, so it was cheaper than that. And these heat press rhinestones, which were like $5, but again, I had a coupon for everything. And all it is you turn it on like this. And you just press the little button, and it lights up when it's working, and it gets hot, and then it adheres the little rhinestones onto whatever you're adhering it onto. It's basically bedazzling. So instead of using like an iron, you just use this little tool. You do have to make sure it's the rhinestones that have the heat backing, so heat back rhinestones. Regular old rhinestones, if there's no glue on the back, they're not gonna set. For the big rhinestones, it took about a minute, a little less than a minute each to get the big rhinestones to stick, and the small ones it took probably only about 35 seconds. So I didn't, after the fact, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have done like constellations or something because they look like little stars. So I think my next project is I am going to use this and my rhinestones to make like a constellation t-shirt, do like a, Scorpio constellation or something. It was pretty easy. Now, at one point I did get it too hot and I kept it on there too long and I melted my velvet. But then I just put a bigger rhinestone on top of it so you can't tell. And I don't even see where I made that mistake, but I did melt my velvet. So just be careful and don't keep it on there too long. So the final result was this pretty boot, and I wore it last night and I got many compliments. I hope this was helpful. I had a good time doing this DIY, and I haven't done a DIY in a really long time. So it was nice just to be creative again, and it turned out so good, and I'm so happy with them, and I love them so much. And I'm just like super proud of myself, so I wanted to share because I think these are just the most awesome things I've made in a very, very long time. So please subscribe if you like DIY videos and you don't mind me talking so much. Also, I dyed my hair teal. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of dark teal. Also, I'm wearing this cool vintage sequin butterfly top, which I got from a friend's mom. She gifted it to me. It's pretty much the best. They're actually selling it on Free People's website for almost $400, which is crazy. But I'm not gonna sell this one because I love it so much. But anyway, I just thought I'd share my cool sequins because apparently sparkles and sequins are gonna be a big trend this year, which I'm super excited about, and thus my sparkly boots. Hope everyone has a wonderful day and happy crafting.